It's 7 o'clock.
Keep
Go
it
live.
handy. All right.
And that was quick. They said we're live already. Damn, that was fast, YouTube. Can't be true. It can't be true. All right. Welcome from the crossroads of America. Talk show, Shooting with Disabilities today, Wednesday, but we also talk guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. We'll answer questions from the audience. You can either put it in the chat or email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. I have a Patreon page. And what else? Oh, yeah. PayPal and all that other good stuff down in the info section below. So we got that all taken care of. Let's see who's in the chat. First in was Patriot in the Dark. Believe it or not, he was first in here. Then Southpaw RX, Jerry Parker, AR Guns 1776. Raphael's in here, I know. Gun loving grandpa. I don't know if I mentioned him already. So they're starting to trickle in. So it looks like Squib keeps going in and out. You must be having connection issues. So, but that's okay. All right. Since I know what I was going to talk about. Oh, let me introduce my panel. That's what I need to do first before I get into my topics. While we're waiting for people to show up. Damn, I'm not with it today. It must be the heat. We got Night Strike. How you doing?
Wait, we have a panel?
Yeah, you're on it.
Oh my God! When did this happen? Why wouldn't I inform?
Well, I figured you'd run if I told you.
Oh, okay. Well,
okay.
You know.
All right, then we got the one and only New York Outcast.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for having me, Rick. Paying no attention to Patriot. He's probably been here since the show ended Saturday. So,
yeah. He's been lurking in the background. Yeah. So anyway, what I wanted to talk about is, as you remember, a few months ago, what was that, 6 months ago or so, I said I was the doctor was going to give me a shot in my shoulder because it hurt so bad. And he said, if it's your rotator cuff or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
He said, if that's damaged, that will still hurt you. Said this stuff won't get rid of that pain. Well, it got rid of most of the pain, but there was still pain there. So I must have a torn cuff in there, I guess. But where I'm going with this is the pain. I think whatever he put in there is wearing off because it's starting to hurt more and more like it used to. And where I'm going with this is, as you all know, that I learned to shoot right-handed because I damaged my left hand. But I normally carry at the 4 o'clock. But the problem is it hurts to get my hand back there, you know. So what I've been doing lately, I've brought my holster almost all the round, almost. Let's see, if you're doing it sort of like not a pendants carry. I'd say it would be more like a 2 o'clock, you know, right now with that. But what I was thinking of doing is go in cross draw. I was thinking. Where I was thinking also was go back a cross draw left-handed. I know my left hand's damaged, but it doesn't hurt. My shoulder doesn't hurt like my right one does. So I can either go back. I don't want to go back carrying on the left side.
You've got mail.
Because once I pull the gun, if God forbid that I ever had to do it in a self-defense situation, I think I could pull it with my left hand and shoot it one time. Then I would have to put it over to my right hand, you know. So, but I was thinking to go in the cross draw left hand, left-handed. But I don't know. With my big old gut, I know I always wear outside the waistband holsters and stuff and loose shirts. But, and I know Indiana's if you got a permit, you can open carry here. So I'm not worried about it printing or anything like that. But it's just, I don't know. Anybody else have issues with their arms or shoulders like that and have to get a different holster is what I want to know. Or should I or do I go back to carrying it on at 4:00 on my left side? And just because if I have to pull the trigger, if I have to pull, I can do it. I could pull it with my left hand. I could pull the trigger. But then even with that 380, even with such a light recoil, my hand can't take it. So I would have to swap over to my right hand anyway to shoot the second shot. So I don't know. I was wondering. I thought this would be good for shooting with disabilities. I was wondering if anybody's got any suggestions. So what about you, Night Strike?
Suggestions? What are we? Your technical support hotline?
Yes.
Uh,
the only other thing is being a big old boy like I am.
Yeah, that's the only thing I got with you.
What I'm saying is,
so
right now, that's the next thing is
lose weight.
Well, yeah, but that ain't going to help me in the big time. The one thing is,
I might not help you in that area with your arm, but again, if you're like me and you're a big guy and you got like flab underneath your armpit, actually alleviating some of that flab, that might actually free up. It might lighten your arm a bit.
True. It's good.
You might get more mobility out of it than you would normally have.
Yeah. Another thing too, why I was thinking of doing cross draw is even with the extra flab on the front here, the old Michelin,
Right.
Is my back brace. I'm sitting down, but I don't know if you can hear it. It's got a pad in the front. So it squeezes my stomach in. So when I'm pulling up my jeans or whatever, I put them over the back brace. So if I'm wearing something there, my stomach's not rolling over my jeans. You know what I'm saying? Because this pad holds it all in.
Well,
that's why I was thinking cross draw.
Cross draw might work. Try something. Try as many different methods as you can, and then choose which one of those methods that works best.
Yeah,
that's all you can do at this point.
Yeah. Now I will honestly admit. Fall and winter's coming. Yeah, then I start wearing my, he must be carrying vest on, which does have holster either right or left.
So you got a shoulder rig.
Yeah, inside the vest I wear. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's another thing. In the winter, go with the shoulder rig. Okay, like you are doing, or your vest.
Yeah.
Okay, but in the summertime, I guess just either find a holster that works, or as you said, try a cross draw.
Yeah. Oh, Gun Loving Grandpa says, yes, he has problems with his right shoulder. Can't reach behind to grab the gun, but if I carry it 3:00, I'm good. And even at 3:00, it's starting to hurt. You know what I'm saying? My shoulder. That's why I'm going at 2:00 right now. I can get there at 2:00, no problem. At the moment, I hope it doesn't get any goddamn worse.
Well, well, if it does, Rick, all I can say is, I'm doing this too, but eat more salads.
Absolutely, and that's what I'm doing.
Bam.
But
hey, no. Rick knows I'm a fat guy too. I mean, you've seen my videos. I'm like, I'm 30 more pounds on video.
oh no, I mean, what you call it though is I don't want to have that surgery on my shoulder because the recovery is worse than the operation, they tell me. And your arm's strapped here for months and you can't even use it. You know what I'm saying? That would suck. So I don't know. But before you came in, Rob, before we went live, I was saying to Night Strike, we got the brand new Dollar General 4 miles down the other direction, and it's got a produce department. So, I can go, like when I go do my main shopping in the big town, you can only buy salad shit. It only can last for a few days, before it goes bad. And normally once I'm out of it, I say, oh God, I don't want to go all the way to the big town to get any more. So I normally don't eat any more salads for the rest of me. I'll eat frozen vegetables with my dinner and stuff like that. But with the Dollar General only being 4 miles down the road, I'm going to be out to jump in my car to go down there.
If they can get salad in or some fresh vegetables, I would recommend getting it from there.
Well, they do. They carry lettuce, tomatoes, and all that good stuff. Fruit.
Yeah.
Well,
it's good start.
Yeah.
And keep that up, and then at some point get a couple little gardens going. Lettuce is easy to grow.
Yeah.
And that'll hold you over through the summers and all that. You just clip a little off every day. Get your hands dirty, a feel for it, and throw some carrots in or whatever else. A lot of times you can ask your people down at like the garden center. I've had best luck just going up to an old lady and asking her. I don't know if you want to call that something. I don't know. But they usually seem happy to help, and they usually know more about your neighborhood than you do. So
see, Rob's admitting to hitting up little old ladies.
Yeah, that's what I noticed.
He's hitting on little old ladies.
Yeah.
It works, and a lot of people are more than happy to give you advice. If you just ask, or you can be that guy that knows everything and has a bad turnout all the time.
Yeah. God love him. Grandpa says, "What about a chest rig?" I thought about them, but
wouldn't a chest rig be kind of the same as like a shoulder rig?
Yeah, except it's sitting on your chest instead of under your arm.
Right. And I mean, if you're just going to go to the range, a chest rig would be fine. But if you want to actually carry it concealed or open, I wouldn't necessarily say that's the best thing to use because that might be a bit too tactical.
True.
I mean, it's Squib would probably argue against it too, and for good reason because you don't want to show that to everyone in the world.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. A chest rig for 1911, and you could be like Clutch from G.I. Joe.
Well, that's if he wants to open carry it, but if he's trying to conceal carry it, a chest rig.
Yeah, but then he could drive around town in the vamp. I mean, come on.
Well, I was thinking, hey, a chest rig. Wear my bib overalls.
Oh, there you go.
Then it would sit underneath the bib.
Yeah, good luck getting the gun out.
That's the point. That is the point.
Yeah.
Hey, Rick.
Yeah.
How about a sharp, pointy stick? I hear it's better than nothing.
Yeah, I think that's where I might have to go.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if you heard the beginning of my conversation there, Squib. I was talking about my right shoulder is getting worse, and I'm having a hard time getting my arm back there because I normally carry around 4 o'clock, and it hurts to put my hand back there to pull my gun out. And so lately I've been carrying it at sort of like 2 o'clock, my holster, and I can get that easy enough. But I was thinking of going with since I got this back brace that also has a pad, big heavy duty pad in the front that holds my stomach in. I'm thinking of getting a cross draw holster. Because I don't tuck my shirts in. I always wear my shirt out, and I normally wear baggy shirts. Makes me look thinner. When people say, "Oh, you've lost weight," I don't tell them no. I just bought a bigger shirt.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
No, I'm losing weight slowly. Not fast enough, but I'm losing weight.
It's never fast enough for us.
I think the bib thing could work in a sense. It just depends on the size and where you're, the adjustment that's allowed with your chest rig in a sense. Worst come to worst, you leave the one side on the strap and you wear a sweatshirt, a zip up sweatshirt. So therefore you could still, gain access, but I mean, you're going through more stuff and it might not be ideal for every day, so.
See, but what we're all forgetting here is during the cooler months, I wear my vest that says, "Oh, he's carrying a gun vest," and it has a holster in the right side or the left side, and carry it either way. And that's what I normally wear during all the fall and winter. So basically, it's in the spring and summertime, and I don't really want to wear bib overalls then.
Yeah. That's understandable.
If I'm working on my homestead, if I ever get one, I might be wearing bibs in the summertime, while I'm swapping out the pigs, So.
well, just don't pig out.
Raphael says fanny pack.
Fanny pack. There you go. Do the whole Yankee Marshall thing.
No, fanny pack just doesn't interest me.
No.
No. I think I'm leaning towards cross draw holster, but I got to decide whether to go back to pulling it with my left hand, then take the one shot and then hand it over to my right hand. Because I said I could only do about one shot with my left hand before I can't hold it up in my hand that long because it's not as strong as it used to be.
Right.
When they done that little test, I lost, what was it? They said I lost 25% of my strength. That's bullshit. It's more. Or as I got older, it's got less, I reckon I reckon my right hand is at least 50% stronger than my left hand now, which never used to be there because I'm left-handed, as everybody know. And I used to be as strong as an ox, and I could hold anything with that hand. I could open any jar, you know what I'm saying? But I can't do it anymore. So there we go. I was just curious. I thought about. So I'm leaning towards a cross draw holster, which is fine wearing my baggy shirts. And as I said, in Indiana, as long as you got a permit, you can open carry. So if it prints, it's not a big deal. But what happens if I travel to another state that I have a permit in? Might not be so lenient on printing. You know what I'm saying?
There's no perfect way that's going to cover your whole life of travel. So
yeah,
you got to get around that. You're going to have to adjust to where you are. In some cases, your permit may not even be valid. So Yeah, there's do the best you can. Yeah, I recommend like Night Strike was saying, try everything you can try because you might find something that just works well enough for you. So, just an idea.
Yeah. It just, I don't know. It was just something I've been thinking about for the last few days. As my shoulder. I mean, like I woke up this. The stupid thing was, what made me bring it on really today? I woke up this morning laying on my right side, which is my bad shoulder. Oh my God! I was like a beach well trying to roll over and get out of bed this morning because I couldn't use the arm. It hurt that bad. I could not move my right arm. It was stuck. Oh man, I was in panic mode. But I managed to get out of bed and then start working it slowly. And it's I don't know. It just sucks. But anyway, there's people out there worse off than I am. That's what I got to think about. Anyway, that was my thinking today. If anybody's got any input on that in the panel here, besides, and I said I don't. I guess it's hot here in the summer. That's why I don't wear the vest because it's way too hot to have that on. But I wear short pants too. Is your short pants? Is that what you call them? Shorts?
Yeah, they're shorts.
Short pants.
Short pants are like capris or something.
Oh, is that what you?
Typical men don't wear those.
Okay. So shorts. I normally wear shorts in the summertime. So even at my age. So. I don't know.
Patriot got suckered on some shorts and turned out to be capris, but
but he can't see it anyway.
Yeah. Oh well. I was just trying to make my life easier. I'll figure it out.
Good luck.
Stupid. It's a topic I can bring up in about another 3-4 months for a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
So. Raphael says walking stick gun. Are they legal?
Not
That's
anymore.
something I've always wanted.
I mean, I think they should be. I mean, I don't think anything should be illegal, but does that fall under an NFA item?
It might.
410 cane gun. That'd be nice. Or umbrella.
They want that. Yeah. So, Raphael says cargo shorts. Yeah, but I've never been one. I don't like cargo shorts. I really don't. I don't know. A lot of people love them, but I don't.
Rick, has anybody ever told this about you? That you come up with a problem and then every solution everybody throws at you, you don't like. So you never resolve the problem. Has anybody ever told you that?
Yes. Yes, they have.
Was it an ex-wife?
Yeah. No, it does. What it is, I'm always second guessing myself. Oh, basically, I think I've already made my mind up what I want to do. And why I'm asking for, I really don't know, because I already know what I want to do. Before I ask it, I guess. I think that's what it is. I already know what I'm going to do. So when somebody suggests something at me, I go, no, that's not what I want to do. So.
Exactly.
So you're just looking for reassurance. for somebody to agree with you.
As you've noticed, I've mentioned the cross draw holster a few times here. You know, and that's that. I mean, that's where that's where I'm going with this. That's what I'm going to do. But the only thing I got to decide is either left hand or right hand.
I guess I'm saying, why look for validation if you're going to do it anyhow?
I don't know, because I'm a sick motherfucker, I guess.
Okay, good answer. I like that.
Yeah.
We'll
He's
accept that.
honest, man.
Yeah,
At least he's honest.
yeah. I have issues. I've been told not to go inside this head of mine without adult supervision.
Yes, we know you have issues, Rick. More than Time Magazine.
Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, well. I guess I'm getting like Biden, really, I guess. See now.
Well, at least you're still cognitive about it. He's not cognitive anymore.
Yeah. I don't even want to talk about him tonight if I can help it.
Neither do I.
I'm just so disgusted with the whole situation. Double cross
Join
draw,
the club.
Raphael says. You know? Yeah, I could carry my I could carry my 380 in one holster. And I don't have it. Well, I do. I could carry my my P64 because that shoots at 9x18. So I mean but that thing, yeah, I could carry that in the left or right, but it's still that way I could go with either one. Yeah, that's gonna or buy myself another 380. Or I have get the one in gold and one in silver. You know, what do you think?
Silver one's pretty sharp. It looks better than the gold one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not trying to go for old pimp, are you? Because if you are, go with the gold. But
Yeah.
if you're not, go with silver.
I did
You
answer
can
the
get some
question.
alligator
Patriot.
shoes.
It needs the alligator shoes. It needs the purple hat.
Yeah. Patriot said I didn't answer Squib's question about the fanny pack. I didn't think Squib said it. I thought it was
Raphael, and you answered it.
Raphael saying I
you
did
said
answer.
no.
I said no way.
Yeah, you said no. As a matter of fact, you had a whole bunch of reasonable solutions thrown at you, and you said no to all of them.
Yes, you're right. I did. You know, if you were in here, Patriot, in the panel where you belong as co-host, you would have been up to date on all this instead of keep wandering off like you're doing.
How did fanny packs get so much hate? Was it like Richard Simmons and guys like that ruined it, or what?
Yeah, it's probably it. I mean, I guess it was the people that were wearing them made them not so cool. They're practical. They're practical and whatnot, but you've got people that maybe it has to do with their body shape and their dress, or where they wore it, or when they wore it, or just how they presented themselves, and then anything that they wore suddenly was not cool or something like that. Yeah.
Well, whether it's just me, now you're all I'm going to get struck off of YouTube for this. But how can I put it? Fanny packs went out of style with me. You can call me racist or phobic or whatever. When the guy's sexual orientation didn't align with mine, wear them a lot. You know?
that sort of thing is, it's, I mean, more or less it's marketing, right?
Yeah.
I don't mean that the companies that made them were marketing them that way, but the people that were, like I said, it's who wore them, how they looked, how they carried themselves, where they wore it, when they wore it, that sort of thing kind of. But if you're going to wear one, quite frankly, if you're going to wear one, you have to have the attitude, I don't give a shit what anybody thinks about me. And if you have that, and it's not you pretending to be confident, you truly are confident, don't worry about it. Don't worry, and if they laugh at you or whatever, you might be asking for ridicule. You might. But it takes a lot of character to get ridiculed and to continue on and be like, I don't care. I just don't. And I mean, people end up that way when they get overweight, don't they? They go, I don't care no more, and they just keep on doing it, right? So what's the difference, honestly?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Good point.
Good point.
The difference is one is a person giving up. It's defeat. It's defeat. I'm not going to do any better, so I don't care what anybody thinks. And the other is confidence. I don't care what they think because this is what I want to do. So there is a difference.
Yeah.
And I sound like some stupid motivational speaker.
What?
Rick's fault. It's
Yeah.
Rick's fault.
No, you're making some good sense there.
Where are your seminars, Squib?
Yeah, you need to start doing one.
My squibinars are in my Speaking Squibbish playlist.
I know, but you should start advertising them. Do a Zoom for hundreds of people who could sit in and listen to you.
Some of them motivational speakers make some
Squibcology.
serious money.
I know.
Hey, yeah, I could write a book, right? Give me a bestseller on the New York Times list.
And go on CNN.
Some of them people make some serious money doing that sort of thing, and they're all full of shit too. I think I could fit in. I'm definitely full of shit.
I think you could do it too. You know, Patriot in the dark.
Your Squib's side hustle.
Would I get one of those cool
Get a
headsets?
1-900 number.
Would I get one of those cool headsets like the ShamWow guy?
You can,
Yeah, why not?
for sure. You need like a laser pointer and power
Don't get in
pointer or
trouble
something.
with any prostitute.
Yeah. Oh, Patriot in the dark said, my dad carries a cig in a fanny pack. These tactical guys were laughing. They didn't realize he was carrying. He told them it was great to carry his pen and his chapstick.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. I mean,
Low key.
like my vest that I wear, right? And people say, well, everybody knows you're carrying when you're wearing one of those kind of vests, right? But I got to the point where I don't care what you think. It's comfortable and I like using it, you know? So I understand where Squib's coming from on that. Defense Dad said, Squib, I could be a motivational speaker. The series would be called Because I Fucking Said So.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me the website so I can subscribe to your newsletter.
All right.
I
Anyway.
don't think we'd want that.
I mean, I would be there on the stage picking people out of the audience and just tearing them apart. I don't know how long I would last on the circuit.
You wouldn't be motivating, you'd be making them cry, wouldn't you?
You got to break them down to bring them up.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, God. Hey, has anybody seen any, oh, no, I know Squib's going to say he has. Any small rifle primers out there in the local gun stores? Yeah. Jason Stewart, good to see you. Missed you the other day.
Hey, how you doing? Just got home, man.
Where were you? Was it Saturday you were missing?
Yeah, man, I've been busy at work.
That's what I thought you were doing. So, you just got home. But damn, been buying a new gun or working?
All working, man. Working like a dog.
Yeah. Well, I mean, man, you're working like a dog building all these homes. Are people actually buying? Is there money out there for people to buy them?
Oh yeah, man. We don't build a home until it's bought and paid for already. We don't like build them and then hope to sell them later. We build them as the customer wants them.
Yeah, the construction industry is booming right now. It's still doing really well, and it's got the momentum to carry itself for a while yet.
Yeah, it's not just me, Rick. I know a dozen people like me. I know a, probably 10 to 20 different home builders here in Columbus that are just building 5, 6, 7 neighborhoods at a time, just as fast as they can build them.
Yeah.
It's been flowing like this for at least 10 years. Hasn't slowed down one bit.
Why is Ohio? That's where you're at, right? Why is it so popular?
Because we got jobs.
Yeah, I was gonna say people go to where the money is. See, here's the thing: you turn on the news or you talk to the old boys at the diner, and they just say, "Yep, everybody's living on welfare. Nobody's got a job. The world's ending. It's doom and gloom. There's nothing going on. Everybody's living off government checks. There's blah blah blah." No, there's still a big time labor shortage. There's a big time labor shortage. People don't want to work still. Companies are offering incentives, hiring bonuses, they're increasing pay, they're increasing benefits, they're doing what they should have been doing to begin with to retain employees. Now they're doing them just to get them in the door. And places are starting to get caught up on inventory. Stuff is coming back onto the shelves, prices are dropping. Sure, you're gonna have hiccups here and there. You're gonna have some blurbs here and there where there's a shortage because of whatever. Not enough truck drivers. They want to scream that another variant of the plague has come back out and they're down for a week or whatever it is. And sure, the prices have gone up on some things, and depending on where you're at, it could be a lot, it could be a little. But wages are going up too. So if you're smart about this, you can take the opportunity to make money right now and still maintain your lifestyle. But if you want to be lazy about this, or you want to be, I know this is going to sound ironic coming from me, or hypocritical, I should say, overly pessimistic at this point, then yeah, you're just going to wallow in whatever, and you're not going to. I mean, who was on your show? Was it on Saturday or something? Somebody said you can't find a U-Haul in California, right?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah,
Yeah, I've heard him say that.
yeah, yeah.
Or well, you can, but they're hard to find, and you pay a whole lot extra.
But what I was actually getting at is from what I remember years ago, Columbus. What in the hell does that have to offer?
Oh, dude, you don't understand. Columbus is not what it used to be. Like even in the 80s and 90s, like it used to be like a 300,000 people town. Now and it grew, and all the little surrounding communities are all swallowed up part of Columbus. There's like 2 million people there now. It's not, we just don't have like manufacturing jobs. We have like corporate jobs. We have every major company you could think of has an office in Columbus. There's manufacturing jobs. There's business jobs. There's warehouse jobs. There's some of the biggest warehousing and trucking centers you ever seen in your life around here. Several of them, handfuls of them. FedEx, Amazon, everybody's building huge buildings and facilities here. But there's every kind of job there is because, like all the people that's come here, I'll say it, they're all foreigners. The major population group for the last 20 years here are foreigners from all different countries. So now there's this all different types of people and cultures and activities for every type of people everywhere in Columbus, man. It is not just like some little town. It is a modern kick-in, like all the old time stuff's like it is, but everything branched out to the sides. And there's just a little bit of everything here, man, for everybody. So there's why the jobs just keep coming, the houses just keep getting built, the cities are just growing and growing and growing. You can't believe it. They stretch out. There's no suburban or countryness anywhere around Columbus. It gets swallowed right on up, and within a few years, it's a modern place. You'll never know that was farm fields and woods ever. They've turned it into giant shopping centers and buildings and factories, and I mean, there's so much here. It's not limited for jobs or anything. But what makes it key is they say a lot about being right in Central Ohio. It is the greatest place in the country for manufacturing because like 80% of the population is within semi-truck delivery distance from Columbus. That's just kind of flat out how it is. We can reach all of the East Coast, the Midwest, north to south, everywhere in short distances. So factories, distribution places, they love it around here.
Rick, do you remember 2019 when you drove out to Indianapolis for NRAM?
Yeah.
Do you remember on the way in, going down the expressway, you didn't just see a sign that said Indianapolis city limits and there was a giant building right behind it for what, 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour before you actually got to the city limits? You were going past malls and apartments. And,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
that's exactly what it's like driving into Columbus. If you take the back roads, you go through some really nice suburbs, some really nice looking, depending on where you're at, some really nice suburbs. You could tell people there got some money and whatnot. And downtown Columbus is a lot like downtown Indianapolis, in my opinion, with the exception of Indianapolis has the Riverwalk. But it's the same sort of thing. It spreads out, and you can go into downtown to work your office job with your six-figure income, but you can live in the suburbs. And yeah, it isn't. Jason's right. They're the farms. You can see where the farms used to be. But yeah, central locations like that are good for logistics. There used to be an Air Force base there, and that got bought, and it's now a freight hub. So now you got air freight. The rail yards run through there, all that sort of thing. And because of where they're at, they can get to any sort of supplies that they need for whatever sort of manufacturing or business, or the expressway goes around town, doesn't it? If I remember right, Jason?
Yeah, there's an outer belt goes all the way around.
Yeah. And when
I tell you what, it used to, what I was saying, when things changed from not even the 80s in the 90s, that outer belt is 55 miles around in a circle. That was the true outer belt. The entire city was inside of that. Now, that is not an outer belt anymore. That's like in the middle of everything. There's like what used to be in the center of that circle. There's double that on the outside of the circle. That's no longer an outer belt, maybe just for like the downtown areas, but the whole rest of the city grew on the outsides of that belt. And it's just huge. Like I said, it used to be 300,000 and then like 600,000 in the surrounding area. Right now, counting the surrounding area, it's 2 million people.
And when you've got a beltway around your major metropolitan area, you can have other highways and whatnot go out in spokes in different directions. And that brings your commerce in and takes your commerce out. And that, whether that commerce be tourism or industry or just regular business type stuff or whatever it is. So all that infrastructure will help feed the whole thing. And then how he's talking about it's grown past the belt and now it's gone out. If you go to Phoenix, 101 used to go around the town, the city. Then 201 went around, now, or 202, I think. And then 303 is on the outer edge, and that's getting crossed over. And it just keeps going out in like rings on a tree. So there are other areas. I remember Atlanta back in the 80s. It was growing out around, was it 475, I think, went around it or something. I mean, it's just stuff like that. There's growth there. And if you strike while the iron's hot, you can make some money and maybe build a little security for the future. But if you miss out, well, there's always next time. There's always some other place, right? And if that means you've got to pick up your family and move to where your company relocates to, because you got it in good with your company, or you got to pick up your family and move where the money is, that's kind of what you do. I know there's some people like, no, I'm not moving. This is the place I've known my whole life, and I'm afraid to go anywhere else, so I'm not moving. Okay, well, dude, that's your choice. But when everything passes you by because your place, nobody wants to live there anymore, all the companies have moved out and all that, or whatever it is, don't complain.
No. Oh, okay. I was only asking because, I haven't been to Columbus in goddamn years and years and years and years. And it,
I think if you went,
I was
you would look at it
curious.
like it's. I think you would look at it like it's Indianapolis. Honestly,
You know,
So it only takes a couple years, and you won't even recognize places that you used to know.
oh, I know. I can imagine. I've gone out. I don't like living in big towns anymore. I haven't for quite a while. Even before I moved here. I mean, I lived in a little town in Rhode Island. There, it was small. I mean, in the summertime, it used to triple, but that was only 3 months out of the year. Rest of the time, it was very quiet. I don't like living in big places anymore. Too crowded for me. I like it right here where I'm at.
yeah, but all you ever do is complain about the fact that you're out in the middle of nowhere and groceries cost a lot of money, and you got a long drive to get to the vet and all this other stuff. So, if you like it, then
I do like it out here.
then embrace
Hey,
it.
I'm an American.
Fucked up, Squib.
I'm an American. I'm allowed to bitch. At the moment, I'm allowed to bitch.
First Amendment.
Every place you move to, there's a trade-off. You think the grass is greener, and then you get there and you find out that you left something behind you can't get back. But if you look at all the things you gain, you have to look at it as what. It's almost like voting, right? Lesser of two evils. When you relocate to a new place, what is so much better about it that you're willing to give up what you can't get back where you used to live? Well, for a lot of people, it's just income, right? Especially if you got a family to raise.
Yeah.
But if you like the country living and all that, that's fine. But yeah, Rick, there's no stores. I got to drive 100 miles to get to anything. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, I've got set in my ways. I don't like driving to. I mean, to go to the. I mean, even. I mean, if you just want to go get a pizza, it's a. It's a. The closest one is 13 miles one way. So that's 26 miles. That's that's over 1.5 gallons of gas in my truck.
I drive 20 miles one way.
Imagine if you don't even like the pizza.
You know, I'm not a great pizza lover. I was using an example.
Yeah, but
Hell,
I drive 20 miles one way to my job.
I used to drive.
I
used to drive like that. Sometimes I'll drive. I mean, depends where I was working. I'll drive 40, 50 miles to get to work one way. I mean, but I said, as I get older, I don't like doing that anymore. When you'll get there one day, Squib, where you're going to be just like me. You know?
Old and grumpy?
You know, no, not one to do everything that he, go into the... You live in a town, too. You live in a big town anyway, don't you, Squib?
No, I live in the suburbs. If I say where I live, people don't know where that's at. Everybody that lives in the suburbs around here, if you say it, they won't know where that's at. So you say Detroit. And when you do that, they instantly think you live in the hood. Nobody lives in the freaking hood here. I mean, not as many people used to. But what's that?
Said nobody lives in the hood unless they can help it.
The people that live there can help it. They don't want to.
Oh.
What I'm saying, though, is
now, huh?
it's always been that way. It's always been a choice. Regardless, what I'm saying is the metropolitan area here, just like what Jason was talking about with Columbus, Detroit has 5 counties surrounding it that are all suburbs. And I don't know how many different communities it is. I live in a suburb. It used to be country. It used to be where people would go when people used to live in Detroit. They would go there to get away. And now people go 3 hours north of Detroit to get away instead of 45 minutes north. And there's lots of suburbs around Detroit. The factory I'm standing on top of right now is in a suburb. But we don't say, I work here. You just say Detroit, it's at least to out of towners. So I think when people hear that, they instantly think I live in a city with 800,000 people. That's due north of Canada, and it's like no, but talking about the 5 counties that surround it, it's just going to confuse somebody who's not from here. It's just like Jason trying to explain Columbus to maybe somebody who's never been out there.
Yeah, but basically from the dead center of Detroit, right, out past the suburbs where you are, it's all one big continuous town.
Okay, so if I drive in an hour in any direction I can run into rural stuff, but not as much as I used to. Like
that
there are some
doesn't
people
bother
who
you?
live in a there are some no, not really. There are people who live in a city where if they drive 30 minutes in any direction, they're in the middle of nowhere. But when 30 minutes back, they're in a city, a real bona fide city. Because this metro area has gotten so big, you've really got to, kind of drive to get out to the country. But that doesn't mean that there aren't any farms in less than an hour from me or whatnot. I mean, there are. It's just more and more of that land gets sold and developed and stuff like that. And that's what fuels the economy. That's what gets, keeps people working and stuff like that. It doesn't really bother me because the suburbs are not Detroit. There are a few suburbs of Detroit that are the hood. There are. And once again, the people that live there do that as a choice. It's very cheap to live there, but you get what you pay for. Most of the other suburbs are fairly nice. They're just middle class or upper class neighborhoods, and they're fairly nice. They have hospitals and malls and schools and all the other crap any other suburb has. Suburbs are compromised. You're not in the country, but you're not in the, downtown, right? But it's not for everybody. I can tell you that there are some things about living in the suburbs I don't like, but just like I was saying earlier, you weigh it out, right? Would I rather live in the country and commute 2 hours one way to work? Not really, but I like the country. Would I rather live in the city and be 5 minutes from work? No, not really. So my compromise is the suburbs, and I just deal with the things that I don't like because what I do like outweighs that. So living where you live, Rick, must outweigh all the things you bitch about.
It does. It does. You get outside, you breathe in the fresh air, you smell cow shit and stuff. It's nice. I just drive down the road and there's a farm right across the street at the end of my road. Actually, there's two farms. There's one on each end of the road I live on.
Speaking of which, shouldn't there be produce stands up and down the road?
There isn't. Believe it or not, though, there isn't. Because nobody comes out here. This part where I live, I live in Du Bois County, but the county line to Crawford County is it's only about 5 miles away. Right? And Crawford County is one of the poorest counties in Indiana. So not many people come out this way. So a bunch of country people out here, literally.
Sounds like Bigfoot territory.
It is. And like Birdseye, when I was a kid, Birdseye for a town was, it had a bank and I had a doctor's office and dentist and hairdresser. Had all the stuff of a small town, but it's a ghost town now. It really is, because everybody's moved out to your suburbs near the city, where the work is and the money's at. Unfortunately, but the reason I moved here was cost of living originally. But for the last 8 months, old hell's broke loose, and the cost of living's gone up sky high right now. If it ever gets back, I guess he thinks if he prints enough money that he'll work his way out of this.
You said your grocery bill went up $30 a month. That's not a lot.
Well, it is when your income doesn't go up any. There's no, like for argument's sake, you have a chance to work overtime. Sometimes maybe the opportunity's there. I don't have that. I'm actually thinking of trying to find a part-time job, but I have to find one where I can only sit down for maybe, even when I this afternoon, I said I was sitting in my recliner with the AC on. 2 hours max, and I have to get up and walk around. I walk around my little apartment here or house here. Might step outside and make myself sweat and step back in to feel even cooler. Then I can sit back down again. But I can't stand for a long time either. So that's what I'm saying. So I got to try to find a job that I can do that will let me, sit down for a little while, stand up when I have to, that kind of thing.
Bill collector.
We got a 62-year-old woman here. She was working at Kroger, and my plant manager was there one day buying groceries, and her boss was just berating her in front of all the customers. And she said, hey, I manage people too. If you treat your people like this, you're never going to get anywhere with them. And he told her to mind her own business. So she handed the woman her business card and said, give me a call if you want a job. She gave him a call and said, look, I got a stipulation. I cannot work full time. I am on Social Security, but in a couple of years, I can work full time. I'm not paying that penalty for making over so much a year. We have a rule here. You either work, full time. There's no part-time jobs here. It's full time or nothing. Since she's a plant manager, she has the authority to do whatever she wants with regard to that. She said, you're hired part-time. Told Human Resources, she's part-time. That's the way it is. She's not going to make more than this much a year. So if she only works 3 days a week or 4 days a week, it's just so that she doesn't get penalized by the government. She said in our meeting last week, come 2023, she's going to 40 hours a week. And she's making a lot more money here than she was at Kroger. And she has health insurance and she got that through. No, she doesn't. No, because she did say that she's got Medicare or whatever with her Social Security and whatnot. But I suppose she could get our health insurance once she goes on 40 hours. I don't know how that works. If you have to be on Medicare or if you can take private insurance, but still the opportunity was there and she took it. And she's 62 years old. She could probably sit in her 1-bedroom apartment with her 2 cats, and because that's what she has, and live off of her fixed income, or just, get a half-ass part-time job at Kroger. But she did something to better herself. The reason she can do that is because she lives in the suburb. If this was 2 hours north of here, in a place like where you live, Rick, the opportunity wouldn't have been there for her. I'm not saying there aren't plants in the middle of nowhere in Michigan. There are, but it just, obviously you're not in a physical condition to work at a factory, and there isn't a factory for you to work at. But yeah, I mean, like what Rob said, bill collector or something. Try to think outside of the box, like my plant manager did when she offered this woman a job. Think outside of the box. You already have this outside of the box idea for this homestead you want to make.
Yeah.
So if you can make that work, you could make a part-time job work. But instead of saying, well, I don't have any more money, then go out there and get it. I don't get overtime because they just force it on me. I get overtime because I have to go after it here. I have to stick my hand up in here and go, I'll do it. It ain't just handed to me.
Well, I understand it, but you still have the opportunity for it.
Not every week, not all the time, not as much as I want. And if I don't like it, I can quit here and go work somewhere else. It's on me to go out there and find another job if I don't like something about this. It's not, I can try to groom them to give me something better, and they have a little here, a little there. In a matter of time, it could be better. Just like in a matter of time, they could give you a cost of living allowance, I suppose. But if you're willing to homestead, I'm sure you're willing to come up with a way to earn some extra money, unless of course you're going to get penalized.
Well, I am until next year, until I hit 65. When I hit 65, then I can work as much as I want. But before then, I can only you're limited on what you can earn. So you're that lady friend or employee. She's right. You can only work so much until you hit 65.
We're having such a hard time finding work. Every place around here is. Nobody wants to work. That, they were willing to, they've already kind of bent a few of their rules they've had about who they hire or what conditions or whatever. And in some cases, it's worked out. That thinking outside of the box mentality has worked out. That's why I have no sympathy for any of these other companies out there say, we can't find people. Think outside the box. You'll get people in. You can draw more flies with honey than you can with, well, I was going to say shit, but you can probably draw more flies with shit, right?
Yeah. No, be honest with you. I loved cutting meat, believe it or not. I was good at it. And if I could find a job where I could cut meat, but be able to sit down when my back started hurting. You know what I'm saying?
There ain't no place around there that processes deer come hunting season.
Oh, there might be. I don't know. I'm not into deer hunting, so I could ask around.
Bet you could be part-time work 3 months out of the year cutting deer. And if you told them, hey, look, I can only work so many hours a day, so many days a week, and I need to sit down, but I'm a trained butcher, they might work with you. They might think outside the box.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're looking at it like this. They don't have to worry about you going, I need year-round work. I need 40 hours a week. I need full benefits. I need this. I need that. You might be, able to work with them on pay and things like that, and then tell them, hey, I'm good with you cutting me free after 3 months. I'll be sick of cutting meat after that, right? And, you might offer a solution to their problem.
Yeah.
You don't know if you don't try.
You got a good point. I'll look into that.
I'd say just Google deer processing in your area, and then branch out from there.
Yeah. I wasn't looking into something like that, but that's but it's something I've been thinking about, was bringing in some extra cash, because I said the way the cost of the inflation's going right now, and I don't see it getting any better anytime soon. So
that's another thing. What if they paid you in cash? They're like, look, we're just going to pay you cash under the table. We're not going to pay you a lot.
I'll take it.
Yeah. See, so I'm saying you guys might be able to work out a deal. They just need some temporary seasonal help. Bow season's coming up. You might want to start putting the feelers out there now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Another thing I could do might take me. Somebody said, well, why don't you go, like I'm like I want a homestead, and say that somebody has a beef or a pig or a sheep or something, and they're going to kill it for themselves to eat on their own place. It doesn't need to go to be inspected if you're going to eat it for yourself, right? But I don't have the equipment to be able to cut it. I don't have a bandsaw. You know what I'm saying? That I can cut it the old-fashioned way by hand and a saw, but that's a hell of a lot of work.
Get a sawzall. I use a sawzall when I butcher deer.
A what?
A sawzall. A reciprocating saw, an electric reciprocating saw.
Yeah, I suppose you could get away with using one of those.
You're gonna have to go to the big city to find a Home Depot. Probably about $150. But that's what I use when I butcher deer.
I never even thought about that, actually. That might work. Yeah, that actually might work.
You're going to have some place to hang it up from, because that's the easiest way to skin the thing. Did you ever have to do that? Did you ever have to, would they just send the carcasses in with no hides, or do you have to remove the hides, or how?
All the hides were taken off, and on beef, you're just getting the quarter, the hind quarter and four quarters. The cow was already split into four pieces, four quarters. Pigs are already scalded and the hair scraped off them. I have done it. I have skinned animals like that, but not enough to be, say I'm an expert at it.
Another thing you can look at is if you butcher a domesticated animal or game, you ask for a portion of it as part of your fee. Maybe you get so many pounds of meat off of there or something else like that. It depends too. You might have a customer that's very specific. They want all kinds of stuff that maybe you're not set up to do. Like they want jerky and sticks, and you're like, look, dude, I don't do that. I'll just cut you steaks and all this other stuff. And they might go, forget it, I'll go to the expensive guy. You might have somebody else go, no, that's fine. I mean, I think a meat grinder would probably be the thing that you would have to invest in that would be the most expensive. And you're going to have
Yeah.
to get one with an electric motor. You ain't going to want a hand crank, not with your arthritis.
No, you're right. And the electric motor that, that will, with a big enough motor to actually handle pushing it through. Not one of these little kitchen grinders. You have to buy like a small commercial one, which you can. You can buy them, So I've got a grinder, a little one that I make my own sausage here at home with.
Really?
Yeah.
You ought to do a video.
But I haven't made the sausage in a while, but I have. AR Gunn said bandsaw is God for processing deer. Yeah, bandsaws are nice, but as I said, if you're in a fixed place but I don't want to set up shop somewhere. That's, if I went somewhere and, as you said, cut their meat up, I ain't making sausage or bacon or anything like that. I'm just doing regular shit, Anyway, we can waffle on about that all night, but it's 8:05. And so I'm going to wind this up, guys. Wednesday nights only do an hour. Oh, Rob had to leave us. Oh, he said he lost sound. But we'll see if he comes. He said he's going to jump back in. So we'll see. So anyway, I appreciate all the good advice you're giving me there, guys. I really do. It's something to actually look into. I appreciate that. I could stand for, say, a half hour, 45 minutes, cut a piece of meat up, then sit down for 5 minutes, then I can stand up again. Because it hurts so bad, I have to I sit down and stretch, like right now, my back's starting to hurt and I need to stand up, and stretch for a few minutes. So, that's just the way it goes. But anyway, the quiz is this Saturday, guys and girls. And I've had multiple entries, but I still only have one correct answer. And what it is to do with the Die Hard movies, Die with a Vengeance was the one I chose. When he is back in New York City as a New York City policeman, what I wanted to know was, what is the firearm he carries in his shoulder holster, and what was strange about it, being in New York City, in the police department? If I tell you any more, I'm giving you the answer. So email me at rickslifeasiseeit by gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. Get it into me by noon Saturday, and you'll be in for the quiz. Now it's a swag pack I got here, plus a subscriber is putting up a 6-inch steel, target to shoot at, as well for this quiz. So email me. I want to know what gun he carried in his shoulder holster and what was strange about it, i.e., being a New York policeman in New York City. I'm giving you the answer right there, if you think about it. So anyway, that's it. So Night Strike, you got any plugs or shout outs?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, appreciate you being here.
Yep, thanks for the invite.
Yeah. Squib, you got anything?
Since Outcast doesn't have any sound, I'll say it for him. Eat a salad.
he jumped back in. I don't know whether he's got sound back yet or not.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay, then don't eat a salad. Eat a sundae.
Yeah. Well, you see, I know you're working, but he kept putting his camera on. He definitely didn't eat the salad tonight. it was fattening stuff he was eating tonight.
Eat a salad, a pasta salad. Mmm.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, talking about that, I did. My cousin brought me a box of food from the local food drive or whatever that is. His wife's involved with. You're talking about people don't want to do stuff. They've given away food for people who are hurting for stuff, and they couldn't even give it all away. People didn't come and get it. So, he asked me if I wanted some. I said, yeah, sure. But where I'm going with this is he brought, I mean, it was most of it I could use, but there was 3 packages of pasta in it. What am I going to do with that? I just put it in.
Hey, Rick, what kind of pasta?
What?
What kind of pasta?
What kind of pasta?
Yeah, what kind?
Hell, I don't know. Little round looking things.
Is it like the egg noodle pasta?
Yeah.
Well, you know what you could do? Beef stroganoff.
Yeah. I'd rather have my stroganoff without them in there.
All right.
Anyway, what I done was I put them in my cupboard there above my washing machine, sitting up there, for when the zombies come and I got nothing else to eat. I guess I'll have to cook them and eat them.
Wow. Wow, man. Wow.
That's where I was going with that. Anyway. Okay. Jason, you got any shout outs or plugs?
No, just good to see everybody. Thanks for the invite.
Well, I'm glad you managed to show up. I really do appreciate it. All right, New York Outcast. Any shout outs or plugs?
Yeah, definitely eat a salad. So we should double down since Squib was putting that out there too. So besides that, just have a good night, everybody. Take care. Thanks for joining us.
I appreciate you being here. And just real quick before I go, don't forget the AR hanging on the wall bracket, and the table or desktop models, the piece sitting on top of my tool chest right there from dnldisplays.com. He's got quite a lot of stuff on that website. Go there, check it out. And when you go through checkout, type in Rick's Life, and you'll get a 15% discount. So there you go.
I believe that's R&L displays.
What did I say?
Yeah.
You said D&L.
Oh, did I say D&L? I slip of the tongue. It's R&L. Sorry.
Check out rnldisplays.com for all your AR-15 stand needs.
Yes. There you go. It's R and you have to spell and A-N-D. randldisplays.com. So I do appreciate it if I said D. I didn't mean to. So it's R&L. So there we go. So I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. And I will be here on Saturday at 3 p.m. So we'll see you all then. So have a good one, everybody. Good night. Goodbye, Sabrina.
Shout out me and friends.